I greet all our viewers and also our listeners. I'm Bishop Sabino Ochan Odoche from the Diocese of Arua. I've been here since 2009, and over the years we have been working very hard, and we have also been promoting self-reliance for the diocese, and our effort has really brought some fruits for which we now gather to share with you. Our effort for self-reliance has been recognized by the Holy See, that is the Vatican, where we have the universal administration of the Church. Our effort for money-generating ventures like investments, rentals, and all that can bring us more resources for work of evangelization in Arua Diocese has been recognized by the Holy See. And I've received a letter from the Holy See, and this letter is the main presentation I like to make. The other key speakers after me, they will also elaborate on what we have been doing to reach this point of being recognized. So I leave that elaboration to them. The letter we have received is from the Office of Evangelization. In English, we say Dicastery for Evangelization. And it is dated on the 7th January 2025. I received it on the 22nd of February at the ordination of the Bishop of Navy Catholic Diocese. They will delivered to me by the Apostolic Nuncio. It is reference number 4950/24, addressed to His Excellency the Right Reverend Sabino Ochan Odoche, Bishop of Arua Diocese, Uganda. And it reads, Your Excellency, I have received the financial statements of the Diocese of Arua for the period 2022 to June 2024, which you sent to this missionary dicastery through the Apostolic Nunciature in Kampala. In examining the documents, we have noted that in both years under review, the diocese has managed to register a surplus in revenue, thus endeavoring to maintain a certain level of financial security. We commend and encourage continued efforts to promote the spirit of financial self-reliance through awareness creation among the Christian faithful and through income-generating ventures. Thanking you for sending the reports, and I extend assurances of respectful esteem as I remain. Sincerely yours in Christ, Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle, Pro-Prefect for Evangelization. and countersigned by the Secretary of the Dicastery. So this is the letter. You can also see it yourself. I hope that you are able to see. This is the letter with the seal of the Holy See. So we are very grateful to God that this has happened to us. So our effort for development, our effort for self-reliance are not in vain. They are already bearing fruits, and we thank God for that. And also, I thank all the stakeholders who have been supporting us, the parishes, the small Christian communities, our partners, who are many, starting from Rome and different international organizations. One of them is the Aid to Church in Need, Missio, Aachen, Missio, Munich, and also locally here, we thank those who have been supporting us, the government of Uganda. From time to time, when we ask for help, they are extending support to us. We thank also those who are in our rentals, like the Centenary Bank, those in our rentals at Christ the King in Arua City. We thank also Joint Medical Store. They have been renting from us, and we have been engaged to build a pharmaceutical store, which is right here, so that they can also rent from us. And this is relevant services because the church promotes Jesus' ministry of healing. So for the church to be engaged in providing store for medicine, I think that is a very big service we are going to render to West Nile, to South Sudan, and also to the eastern part of Congo, because all the medicine will come here. Even government institutions, government hospitals, they will collect medicine from here. So we thank the JMS as our partner. We have also many other partners like Caritas Norway, Caritas Denmark, and also many NGOs, UNHCR, World Food, the Danish Refugee Service, and many others. We are also to thank very much our money-generating institutions that have been working hard to make some profit so that we can do our work of the church. We have the Ajumani Multipurpose Center, we have the Moyo Multipurpose Center, we have the cafeteria, we have Christus Center, we have the Youth Center, all institutions that generate resources. I want to thank them. And also our staff of Finance Department. They have worked very hard, and the board, the commission that give guidance to them, they have worked very hard. So we are promoting good governance in our diocese so that things can happen in our favor. We are promoting good management so that we are more efficient and productive. So this is just to highlight a bit on how we have reached this far. Some concrete examples and explanation will be given by those coming after me. And I'm grateful to you who have come to listen to us and to tell the world. You are also our partners. This is not the first time you have come for press conference. So we thank you for the good news that you give out about Arua. So may God bless you in return. Thank you very much.
Headed by our Bishop, Right Reverend Dr. Sabino Odoki. Without his efforts, we wouldn't have achieved this far. If Rome has recognized us, it is because of his able leadership. Over the years, our Lord Bishop has been promoting efforts of self-sustainability. Over the years, we have been investing in a lot of activities that promote or that encourage money generation. As such, as we are presenting the budget for the financial year 2024-2025, we designated 90% of our budget into supporting investments that would generate income. As we speak right now, the diocese is involved in a lot of fundraising initiatives. All these initiatives are garnered to generate more revenue for the diocese and to encourage self-sustainability. Just to mention by a few, last year on the 27th of September 2024, we launched a fundraising drive to generate money to support the health scheme of our priests of Arua Diocese. During that fundraising, we managed to raise over 90 million shillings, and this has seen us register our priests for health scheme for the year 2024-2025. We are also involved in a number of activities. I just mentioned the priest health scheme, but also we are currently promoting the construction of a home for our elderly and sickly priests. This generally, we came up with a theme that at least every Christian in Arua Diocese should be able to contribute 100 shillings to see to it that our priests, when they grow old, they are able to be catered for in a home that befits them. And so we are currently involved in the Jege Jege promotion. We now appeal to our Christians, we appeal to well-wishers, we appeal to the Christian faithful, those who hail from Arua Diocese, but they live in the diaspora. This is the time we need you the most. Please come and support all the fundraising activities that we are currently carrying on in Arua Diocese. With that, I would like to appreciate our Lordship once again for his able leadership. Thank you.
We would like to thank the Bishop for convening this conference. Arua Diocese is now over 60 years old. It was created in 1958. That is when it became a local church. And being a local church means that that church must work for self-reliance. And this self-reliance is not merely only financial. It must be self-ministering. That means we must depend on the people here to serve the church as priests, as religious, and the other bodies in the church. This is the view of the church. The church must be self-reliant in the ministry that is to carry out. It must also be self-reliant financially, as we've heard here. That means we must not so much depend on others, we must first of all depend on ourselves. That's why you heard of this financial support. And this church must also be self-propagating. It must not only serve itself or herself here, must also serve others. That's why our Bishop Sabina says, we here in Arua Diocese must be missionary too. That means we must also be able to support others outside there. So in this 60 years as a diocese, I think we have been growing. When the church was established here, we were still unable to support ourselves. As I've said here, we depended very much on the missionaries who brought the faith here. But gradually, we've been growing. Even as self-ministering, we have now over 200 priests from this diocese. And a good number of the religious, more than these 200. And we have a good number of seminarians in the major seminary and in the minor seminary. So that means we are growing. And as we grow, we need more support. As I said, we've been depending on the missionaries, or what we call depending on Rome. But according to what I see now, the real thing is Rome should also depend on us, because it is the universal church. The contributions we make here must also reach Rome. The universal church needs also that support from us, because St. Paul says we're a body. All the parts of the body must contribute. Rome needs this support. If Rome has acknowledged what Arua Diocese has done, it's because we are equally helping Rome. Rome needs this support because they also need to support those in need. The whole places like in Jerusalem or other places, they need help. That's why we as a local church, we must contribute to support the universal church. So that's why the Holy See has been happy with us here in Arua Diocese. So according to me, we should be encouraged. We should even work harder to support others. There was a time when Paul saw that the church in Jerusalem needed help, financial help, material help. So he appealed wherever he was with the other Christians and said, you support Jerusalem. So with this, I'm sure, with what we have elaborated here, we're not only working for ourselves in Arua, we should be able to also support other churches in their ministry, financially. We have even refugees with us here. Arua should be able to support the refugees because they are part and parcel of the church. So I'm saying, let us not beg, let us rather continue to work hard, collaborate with the church leadership, and we are going to fulfill our mission by doing this, as the bishop has elaborated. This is one example here. When you see this structure here, you are reminded of what the church can do, not only for her members, but for the whole world, to help others, to help everybody, particularly the needy. we have many seminarians in the major seminary. When Rome cut the help they were giving, now seeing what Arua does is doing is saying that we are able now to support the seminarians. So we must also go out now and begin to work harder.
My name is Gabriel Adrico, elite of the Diocese of Arua. I want to thank my Lord Bishop and the press team for this day. As the laity of the Diocese, we contribute so much in mobilizing Christians to support our church activities, because so many activities in the church need money, and it comes from the local Christians. As the local Christians, we mobilize them to contribute to support the church. Especially there are some collections which are directly taken to the Rome, like the collections of Palm Sunday to support the Caritas, which goes up to Rome, and also the Good Friday collections, which we also mobilize Christians contribute. It also goes to Rome, and also the Holy Childhood for Saint Kizito, which also goes up to Rome. It comes from the local Christians. And also the laity, we safeguard the land of the diocese, because all the institutions that support the church, they sit on the church land, which is given by the local Christians over 100 years ago. And as the laity, we make sure that all these institutions are safeguarded, because so many people wanted to claim back their land. But as missionaries came 100 years back, they planned for the church for 100 years ahead. That's why they secure this land for the diocese over 100 years. And as we talk now, we have now the freehold title of the land of the diocese, where the cathedral sits, which will never expire again. That's most contributions which have been done by the laity of the diocese, and also to guide, to safeguard the property of the church. And more so, as my colleague said, this initiative of collecting this local local donor fund to support the priests in building their house is also so much encouraging, because most of the Christians, we have been encouraging them to contribute to support this noble event, so that our priests can be catered for. So we now appeal to our Christians to contribute towards the church activity, so that we remain self-reliant.
The first question is addressed to me, and it is about how the church can support Christians financially, if I got it well. I would say that the church from the very beginning has been supporting the Christians through education. It's the best gift really to help somebody to grow integrally, including financial, is to educate that person. So the church has been really the initiator of education to empower people so that they can manage themselves and also make resources for their life. And not only that, through Caritas, the church has been also training people in development so that they can earn for themselves. There is the saying that if you give me a fish, I live for a day, because after eating it, it's over. The next thing is to die. But if you teach me to fish, I will live the rest of my life. I think the church is taking that second option. Although we have also been giving out relief and so on. But the major approach for the church to empower people financially is to train them, give them skills. I give you a practical example in Arua Diocese. We have a school called Aquaculture School in Arua. There we are teaching people how to grow fish, to raise fish in fish ponds. I wish people could go to see it. It is a school where we enroll young people, teach them how to manage fish ponds, and in that school we even have the hatchery, where in a laboratory we raise the small fish. So this is one way we want people to learn, because if you now have learned to raise fish, you are going to make money. Your family will not go hungry. So I would discourage very much this approach that the church should give money. Where will the church get money? We will also have to ask the people to give money. But the church is a teacher, is a mother. So we should teach our people how to make money for their life. And we agree with government very much on this money generating effort. Government is calling it, wealth creation. We have to think seriously about wealth creation. And even in this diocese, before I came, there was a synod, I think third synod, at the time of the late Bishop Frederick. That synod was about economic empowerment. And that is what I'm talking about. That synod gave the idea, but now we are realizing it, putting it into practice. So we must teach people. Not only that, as a church, we have brought Centenary Bank so that people can learn to save money and invest. The bank is not just there for fun. It is there to help us grow financially. And we are working hard to open branches in all our districts, in all our major towns in Arua Diocese. That is how the church is helping people to be financially strong. So those who are still waiting for what the white missionaries sometimes used to give out, I think they will wait in vain. I don't think those missionaries are coming. I was in Rome last February to visit even some of those missionaries. I found some whom I knew and worked with here. They cannot even recognize me. They have lost their memory. What can you ask from such a person? Some have died. The very day I reached Verona to see the sick missionaries, one whom I work with in Gulu was buried on that same day. So we should never entertain the idea that the church used to give money. Those missionaries were coming with the money from their families. They were coming from rich families, rich parishes. So those people at their home gave them money, which they shared with us. And that is over. So we must now train our people to make money. And I want to say Arua Diocese is an example now in making money. We are now able to make money to the point that Rome is recognizing. Some were saying, hey, that's not how the church does things. Which way does the church do things? Even the money we used to receive from Europe or America, people work for it. Some people think those things were just coming like rain. They were coming from hard work of some people who were generous to us. Now they are not there. So are we going to keep waiting? No. Instead, we must work hard as a diocese and become self-reliant and be able maybe to help others where evangelization has not gone deep, as the Vicar Monsignor Castro said. This is a sign of maturity. You cannot say you are mature when you cannot help others. When you are mature, you also support those who are still growing. So I want to thank you for that question, because it has helped me to elaborate on the need of our financial ventures. And every family must work hard. That is what we are teaching them. Our investments, I think it is still in the same line. I've already enumerated some of them. But we have several investments which we are doing. It's not just this pharmaceutical warehouse. This is one of the major investments. And when it is finished, we are going to have GMS renting, and it will bring money that can support our work of evangelization. But we have also other money-generating ventures, as the Holy See is saying. In Centenary Bank, we have bought shares. We now own the bank 2.08%. And that is not small. To own the bank 2.08% is a big progress. And so the dividends will help us to reinvest. We are not going to eat our dividends yet, because we want to gain also financial stability, to the point that in future we don't have to make fundraising all the time. As the financial administrator said, hey, we raise. People will get tired of us. We shall only ask for their participation, top up. So this investment will help us to serve the people, like supporting the priests, supporting the catechists, supporting the religious. And the church has also very important mission to help the very poor. The very poor. So many of the church are there for 3 reasons, which I can share with you. First, for divine worship. That's when I came, I immediately saw the need to renovate the cathedral. Is it not looking better now? It's looking better, because this is for divine worship. That is where our money must go first. Things to do with worship. We must make sure that we have a nice place for worship. We have good vestments for prayers. We have good vessels, chalice, ciboria. Everything for worship must be the best, because that is what you are offering to God. Service to God. Then our money, secondly, goes to pastoral agents, those who have given up their life for the service of the church. These are the clergy, the religious, the catechists, but more especially those who are living even celibate life. They have left their family. So the church, the living church, must support them. So that is where our money goes. So we are already talking of building a home for retired and sick priests. Because after working and they're old, where do we go? We send them home. Whom will they find there? The parents are no longer there. Yeah? Who is going to take care of them? Nobody. So the money we have must be used for their support as they work and as they retire. So this investment will generate resources to support even the pastoral agent in retirement. And for catechists, we have remuneration to support them at home. There is a remuneration. I'm sure Vicar General will something little, not much. But also, with our investment, we can help the catechists in some moment of difficulties, we share with them. Like from me, every time I hear a priest, a brother, a catechist has lost someone, at least we send some little money, 200,000. We don't have much, but that's a good gesture that we always try to do whenever the information reaches me. So investment like this will help. Then our investment, apart from shares in Centenary Bank, the rentals, like at Christ the King, at Koboko, at Jumani, Kampala, all these are investments which will help us to serve the people. And the third purpose of our money is for the poor, which I started with. Sometimes we meet situations which are so miserable. We should not turn a blind eye. We help those cases after due diligence. You know, the funny thing with us Africans, everybody wants to be needy. If you ask, we have something to share with the needy, you will see the people will come. Able bodies. So there is a need also for mindset change. You have described our diocese as very poor. I don't think it is poor as you are saying. Our diocese is rich, but we need to see how to put this wealth to serve us. Someone asked about this recognition, if it is only Arua Diocese. The way I read the letter, it is addressed to Arua Diocese, not to any other diocese. It is addressed to us. And after giving reports, I want to say that we have got this recognition because of our, one thing, reporting to Rome. It's not easy also for Rome to get reports from dioceses. But Arua has been compliant. I want to tell you this. Arua has been compliant for several years that I've been here. We have been compliant. And what Rome wants is also audited report. And I want to say Arua Diocese is being audited by credible auditors. They come and audit us. We used to borrow audited report from radio passes. No more. The administration has got its own. We have our own, and thanks to the finance team. Every month I get financial statement which used not to be there. So when we are able to send audited report to Rome, I'm sure Rome will appreciate. And that's how we get this letter. So this recognition, I've not heard from other dioceses that they've got. I'm not saying they did not get. You know, press people can easily say I said other dioceses did not get. I've not heard, but I am presenting ours because we want to be grateful to those who have helped us. We want also to share.
Back to Rome for receiving.
Yes, yes. So get me right. All I know, Arua Diocese got this recognition, and here we are talking only on behalf of Arua Diocese, not on behalf of any other diocese. The last one, I touched on it already, that the people of Arua are needy people. Yes, they are needy, but I think we need to teach them to see that they are not badly off. You know, if you keep telling somebody that is poor, the person will start to develop mindset of being poor. We should not allow that to happen. Everybody is gifted. This is what I want to say. Everybody is gifted. And when I go around telling people about Jege, I say just 100 shilling. If you can say you cannot give 100 shilling, I may be talking to somebody in the grave. But if you are alive, can you not get 100 shilling? Even by asking a neighbor, hey, Jege, time has come. I don't have anything. Can you give me? I will return it later to you. So let us not kill the mind of our people. Let us tell them they are able. You see little babies. I'm happy we have some people that, hey, Patricia. Little babies, do they, when they have reached age to work, do they like to work?
Yes.
They like to work.
Yes.
But I have seen that sometimes they stop and they want to be carried. Does that happen or not?
They have those change of mood.
Change of mood.
Yes.
That's what I want to talk about. Sometimes the mother has to insist you have to walk. And sometimes I've seen the baby sits down, annoyed. The mother says you have to get up. So this is what we have to do to our people. We can make it. We can make it so that their mind can be open. How? Then you go to the next step. Yeah? So, yes, I agree, the people are needy, but they also are able. Thank you very much.
We had a target. By December 31st, we had targeted to raise 200 million shillings in order to allow us to do a groundbreaking for this project. But we did not raise the 200 million mark as at the end of December. But as we speak right now, we now have over 190 million in our account. And this 190 million is just not seated. We have also fixed it in a fixed deposit account to earn for us some interest as we plan to do a groundbreaking for this home for elderly in June. I am now very confident that by June we would have raised a little over 200 million in order to allow us to start this project.
About the conflict which you talked with the communities over the land, what I know is most of our people here, they were ignorant about the church land. Because this land was given by their grandparents. And most of these people who sit around the church land, they came here because of the church. They came for baptism. And that's why they came and settled around. And few people who came here to buy land, they come and confuse our locals here that they have a gain in this land, which was written by the missionaries, but which was not true. Because they didn't know about this, that land has already been leased for 100 years. They didn't know about this. They thought their grandparents gave this land for free and the church will use for 100 years. Then after that the lease expires, then they give the land back to them, which is not correct. And we came to now say, our people, you must know that this land was given by your great parents, and it belongs to the church, and it has a title. By the time when we are coming to replace these mark stones, we also informed the authorities of the government. We went up to the RCC's office, even the DPC, the mayor of Arua City, also mayor of Arua Division, and all the LCs around the church. They were also informed. Even the police came up to the church, educating people about this land. But the few who are confusing our Christians, with the time they will understand that this land belongs to the church because the church owns the title of this land. That's what I can say.
Okay, but maybe the question was, how can you make peace with them, reconcile with those communities? Have you made an effort to reconcile with them?
Yes, that's why I was saying, before that we announced, even in the church, that every community member around, we organize meetings with them to talk about this land. Every LC of this area, they were informed and informed their community that the church will come and educate them about this land. All this has been done.